Ja Morant is an actual menace. If you follow the dude on Twitter or you're ever on Twitter, you'll commonly see that a lot of people like to say that Ja Morant should not be allowed to have Twitter. Ja Morant, great player, really exciting to watch, but this dude is like a grandmother when she first found Facebook, just saying the most outright crazy things. And not only does he post like a grandmother who just found Facebook for the first time, he is also like a middle schooler. Yes, today we put Ja Morant on a team full of middle schoolers. Now this video is solely just, you know, it came up into my brain, in my noggin, because I was like, you know what, Ja Morant does tweet like a cringy middle schooler. What would happen if he played with a bunch of middle schoolers in the NBA? Now, since this is middle school and not high school, no, the team is not Crestwood, where Ja Morant went to high school, but he's actually on the South Carolina St. Bulldogs. I don't even know. I have no clue if this is a real school, but it's from South Carolina, and it looked like a middle school. You will notice, though, as we have Ja Morant in a middle school team, the Grizzlies still exist in this universe, and that's because I went and I made an expansion team, or a new team. That's why you see the 18-19 South Carolina St. Bulldogs. Yeah, this is just the Toronto Raptors, but I replaced every player with some random dude I found on the vault, or whatever you want to call it, where you download players. So yeah, there might be some middle schoolers with tattoos. Maybe they found a tattoo gun on the street and they wanted to get inked up before their 8th grade dance. So I don't blame them. But yeah, some of these middle schoolers got tattoos. Some of these don't have tattoos, but a couple of them got tattoos. They're the cool ones. Like I said, Grizzlies, they still exist. They're not going anywhere because they've also been shown to play much better without Ja Morant. They just won by almost 50 against the Golden State Warriors, and Ja Morant didn't even play. So yeah, we're keeping them in the league to see if they could be any good, and if Ja Morant can carry a team of middle schoolers and be better than his own former team. The South Carolina Bulldogs, the Ja Morant Middle School, they are in the Western Conference. I could have put them in the Eastern Conference, where South Carolina usually would be if we got a South Carolina basketball team, but you know, I wanted to put them in the West Coast because Ja Morant used to play in the West Coast, you know, with Grizzlies. Not really West Coast, but the Western Conference. You know what I'm trying to say? It doesn't even matter, all right? But, you know, he has a star-studded cast of middle schoolers at 5'4". Thanos O'Neal, also at 5'4". CJ Barnes. We also got Adrian Zach Williams. Bam Rosati, which kind of sounds like an Italian rice dish. AJ Coleman, Richie Cole, Kai McIver. He kind of sounds like a secret agent. I don't know. Joe Runner, not Joe Walker, Joe Runner, and then a bunch of other random dudes. I don't know any of these guys. I just automated their names, put them on there. So Ja Morant, he's the only hope. He's the only person over 5'5" on his team. So it's going to be a rough season for them. We're not quite in playoffs, but I wanted to just jump into, you know, the St. Bulldogs' first game against the Grizzlies and see how they do. What was that pass right there by Jaren Jackson? That was awful. Ja Morant on his new team is still their point guard. I'd expect... Oh my God, he just crossed his own former teammate, and he's going to take... He missed it. He missed it at the rack, but this was mean. This was rude. This man really said, hey, you guys gonna send me over to a middle school? Let me just cross over DeAnthony Melton real quick. Come on. He's doing the football pose. This man's ready to go say, hi, 1, 2, 3, 4, blue 43 hike. Like, what is that position? That is the gnarliest crossover I've ever seen. I never really thought how hard this would be for Ja Morant to succeed, because right now he is their primary defender, which, to begin with, Ja Morant isn't the greatest defender, and all of his teammates are pretty much, I mean, they're middle schoolers. They're 5'4". They don't even look like they could, you know, sit in the front seat without it being a danger hazard. They're Rosati, just this guy, this 5'4" dude just got a rebound over Steven Adams and then got stuffed. Never mind. Maybe they are just the greatest team ever. 5'4", you know, heart over height. That's what Isaiah Thomas once said. Oh yeah, this Barnes guy, number 34, it's just Charles Barkley, but at 5'4" and with a different name. I know. Crazy, right? I was just downloading random dudes from the player DNA and then changing their height and name. O'Neal trying to pull up? Yeah, no. Sorry, Thanos. I got bored of watching that. Ja Morant, 25 and 10. Wow, what a great game. I mean, you should have like 60. You're the only person on your team who realistically is going to be scoring in this league. I'll see you guys at the end of the first season and see if, maybe, I really doubt he makes it to playoffs with all these middle schoolers. Also, since you're only in middle school for 4 years, this is a 4-season simulation, but every single year, I will be raising these guys' heights, so don't worry, Ja Morant, you won't be stuck with 5'4" teammates forever. Because they're kids, and you know, the sky's the limit, all of their potentials are pretty much just decently good. They could be good, this could become a super team, and they're all on the team for the next 4 years, because they're 4 years in middle middle school, and then eventually they'll go to high school, but that doesn't matter. Ja Morant, surrounded by middle schoolers, should be the only one scoring, and he did make an all-star team. I would have thought he'd been a starter, but hey, it'll be cool. He can be on the bench. What are the stats for him right now? Ja Morant is averaging 26, 6, and 5, no blocks, and barely a steal, but all of his teammates that are doing good are all also point guards, so there might be an issue here in South Carolina middle school, because sheesh, Ja, you might lose your spot to one of these dudes. The end of Ja Morant's 5th grade season is over. Luka wins MVP, averaging 36 and 12. Thanos O'Neal, his teammate, Rookie of the Year. This man put up some insane numbers. Shout out to Thanos. He's getting all them Infinity Stones. Ben Simmons is your 6th man. Thanos O'Neal is also your Defensive Player of the Year at 5'4", 232 pounds. That's a big boy to be in them kind of stats. Oh, and most improved players, Tyrese Maxey, but no one cares about the 76ers. Obviously, Ja Morant and his middle school buddies did not make playoffs, but he did make an All-NBA 3rd team, averaging 28 points, 5 assists, a steal, 6 rebounds, and still no blocks, but I'm not expecting him to average any blocks. Still, this is a pretty big jump from his last season. I mean, up 8 points, pretty much the same progression he had in real life this year, but instead of playing with, the most yoked shooter of all time in Desmond Bane, he's actually playing with Thanos O'Neal and AJ Coleman, who are both all defensive players, but they're also 5'4" middle schoolers. Richie Cole is also on the all-defensive 2nd. He just has a bunch of dogs, no pun intended, around him. They are just defensive lockdown monsters. Like I said, no playoffs, so this whole thing doesn't matter. Who's gonna win this simulated world where Ja Morant isn't on the Grizzlies and he's in middle school? Oh, look, the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, Giannis is cool and all, but I think they should trade him and just give the keys to the city to Wesley Matthews. He's the best player to ever, play for Milwaukee. He's a bucket. Tiago Splitter retires from coaching, which I just found out that he coached, last video, so that's kind of crazy. And these 2 random guys who I've never heard of, they end up making the Hall of Fame. Honestly, Wesley Matthews was snubbed. He should have been in the Hall of Fame. Season 2, Ja Morant, he's a 96 overall. He's kind of hooping, but a new kid, he moved into town. RJ Tate, he moved into town. His family, they're originally from Hawaii. He said, hey, Mom, Dad, I want to pursue my basketball dreams. And okay, son. So they moved RJ Tate all the way to South Carolina to pursue his basketball dreams. And he's teaming up with Ja Morant, aka the computer drafted him 1st overall because they sucked. And I didn't want to get rid of him. And I thought, hey, let's just put him on the team and pretend he's a 5th grader. And then everyone else on the team, they're all 6th graders, Ja Morant, he's a grown man. So, Ja Morant, I mean, his teammates, they all were really good defensively last season, despite being 5'4", so who knows? Maybe when they're, 5'8", and they're all 8th graders, maybe he's gonna have a championship squad. They have tons of time to grow. Obviously, the first season wasn't so great, but hey, his buddies, his teammates, they've been scheming about the playbook on the playground. They begin them freeze pops in the summer. Their off season was great. They had a lot of parties. They had pool parties, right? They had cool little hats at their pool parties. And they also got popsicles. Ja Morant, he's living the life, man. Next thing you know, he's gonna build the Finals MVP trophy out of Play-Doh and present it to one of his teammates. Middle schoolers, by the way, are just the weirdest creatures ever known to man, because I don't know about you guys, but when I was in middle school, we would be mixing all the food at the school cafeteria and being like, yo, I bet you $5 you won't eat this. Although, there's no way we had any money on us. We were just little middle schoolers, but we were like, hey, yo, Steve, I bet you $10 you won't mix your corn and your gravy and your milk and your brownie and eat it. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I'll eat it. And then Steve ate that shit. Steve may have vomited after, but he ate that shit. And then he's like, where's my $5? All of us were like, haha, we're 12. How do you think we're gonna get you $5? We ain't working. Screw allowances. And Steve no longer was our friend. He was really upset we made him eat that stuff. Sorry, Steve. Steve isn't even a real person, he's fictional, and I was just giving an example, but now I have a deep connection to this random Steve. Luka continues to be the greatest simulation basketball player in ever, just history. RJ Tate, though, the guy who moved from Hawaii, look at him, Rookie of the Year, getting them numbers up. Ben Simmons, your 6th man of the year. Defensive player goes to Jonathan Isaac, and Saben Lee is your most improved player. No all-NBA teams for Ja Morant this year, but Thanos and AJ Coleman, they're hooping. Well, not really hooping, they're just playing really good defense. So, good for them. And Richie Cole also playing great defense. And then RJ Tate, he looks like he's about to be a superstar for these guys. Once again, no playoffs because they suck. They're the 14th seed, but most of them are only 14 years old, so it kind of makes sense. Hopefully, they'll be the first seed here as the Timberwolves are your new NBA champions. Celtics legend Al Horford retires. Yo, give this man the key to the city. He's the only reason we're still in the playoffs. If we don't beat the Bucks, I'm gonna sob. You won't hear from me for months. I'm gonna sit in my bedroom, I'm gonna turn all the lights off, and I'm going to cry for months on end if we lose against the Bucks. Also, shout out Rondo. He's cool. It's now time for the 7th grade, and the South Carolina State Bulldogs, they're gearing up for their year-end field trip. That field trip is hopefully the NBA Finals. Actually, I don't even think they'll make playoffs with this squad, but who knows? They got some new transfers in Lamont Weaver and Willard Ross. So yeah, they got some new guys joining the team. Thanos O'Neal, he's still here. Shout out to Thanos and RJ Tate. Well, hopefully he balls out this season because Ja Morant needs it. They're all 5'7", by the way, and one's 6 foot because he's a transfer, so he got lucky in the height department. His kids, his parents, not his kids, he doesn't have kids, he's too young to have kids, but his parents give him a lot of spinach up in that Popeye type shit. Luka continues to be the greatest player ever. This guy wins Rookie of the Year. Zach LaVine is now a 6th man in San Antonio, and AJ Coleman somehow won Defensive Player of the Year with only 7 rebounds. I think the award's glitched. Did anyone else do anything better? Can we give it to, like, you know what? Shout out Daniel Gafford. He's more deserving. I don't know if he actually is, but no, I'm not giving a middle schooler Defensive Player of the Year for 6 rebounds. Daniel Gafford can have it. And Kai McGyver, most improved player. Way to step up, my boy. Anyone else, anybody cool, important, make any teams? All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, Ja Morant. Shout out Ja Morant. He's hoping for them middle schoolers. We still got the 2 defensive gods, Richie Cole and AJ Coleman. They're actually twins, but AJ added the man to his name. Willard Ross, the new transfer. He made All-NBA first rookie team, and then Lamond Weaver, the other transfer. Yeah, he made the second team. Shout out Jason Preston. Dude's been in the league for like 6 years, and he's just now getting rookie nods. Oh, so is Isaiah Todd. They're both scrubbed. And Miles McBride. I didn't even notice that. Damn, y'all really ain't played the league for like 4 years. You had to wait for middle schoolers to do good. All right, first round. The South Carolina Bulldogs they just got swept. Yep. Yeah, they got, okay. South Carolina Bulldogs just got swept by the Sacramento Kings. The Pelicans win the championship. But the Sacramento Kings swept us? How are you a 2nd seed and get swept in the first round? How? Willard Ross is outperforming Ja Morant? It's their 8th grade season. Ja Morant is going to try to lead this middle school to a championship. RJ Tate is actually blossoming in front of our eyes. He is a 5'11" center now. He's gotten into that good stuff. Willard Ross is now a 6-foot power forward. I mean, hey, they got into the greens, they started eating good, they started exercising, putting in extra hours. Now Ja Morant somehow has to do the impossible and lead a middle school basketball team to an NBA championship. They're starting off hot, 3 straight wins. I mean, it's against the Kings and the Pistons, so I guess it's not too impressive, but they did beat the Clippers. But at this point, I'm pretty sure like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are in retirement homes because that's how 2K likes to treat them 3 years into a simulation. Honestly, in NBA videos, I should just stop covering MVP because every year Luka wins it. Jacob Bryan, he's Rookie of the Year. Ben Simmons, 6th Man of the Year. Giannis, Defensive Player of the Year. And Josh Giddey doing the gritty, most improved player. Speaking of the gritty, that's literally the most known for. Ja Morant, he's slowly becoming only known for being that one basketball player who gritties too much. He had a pretty solid season, averaging 31 points, 8 assists. He's actually passing the rock to his teammates because they can score now. In his 4-year run in middle school, I'd say he did pretty good. 34 points, 31 points, 30 points, 28. I mean, the dude was hooping, so shout out to him. Anybody else? Oh, his former teammate also make it. Nikola Jokic went to the Grizzlies. Memphis replaced Ja Morant with Nikola Jokic. Nah, that team is unreal. Imagine if Ja Morant and Jokic were on the same team. Now, that would be a cool team. But no, Ja Morant is a middle schooler, and Jaren Jackson, Nikola Jokic, they're just the scariest duo ever. Not really, but that's still pretty crazy. Richie Cole continues to be a defensive menace while only averaging 6 rebounds, a half a steal, and half a block. I don't know where he's getting the defensive, why are you getting defense? Where are your stats to show? I don't understand. The game's broken. Thanos O'Neal, though, hey, we know Thanos. He's going to get them Infinity Stones. Maybe the championship is the only Infinity Stone he needs because he's gotten plenty of all defensive, awards. Not really plenty. He's on, 2. All right, so he's doing pretty good. Ignore all of these stats because I replaced I don't know which player I replaced. I basically got rid of a real player and put Thanos. It doesn't matter. Okay, second seed. One, please don't get swept as a second seed again. Game 1, they lose to Houston. Game 2, they lose to Houston. Game 3, we win. Okay, Game 4, we win. It's Memphis got swept. Big Game 5 here. Can the South Carolina Bulldogs come on top of the Rocket? Pause. Ja Morant dropped 41. That's right. Who is Gilbert? No one cares about Gilbert George. That's right. Ja Morant on top. And the Carolina Bulldogs cannot keep the momentum and they lose again. Well, we're going to a game. Maybe? No? Is it over? Yeah, it's over. Okay, the Rockets win. Ja Morant drops 28, and Josh Christopher also drops 28. All right, Game 7. Bulldogs, last season, you got swept as the second season. This season, you're in a 7th-game series. There's literally only 2 super big, things that can happen in the playoffs. A 7-game or 4-game series. Somehow you just had both in 2 years. It's cool. Ja Morant absolutely bullies the Rockets and moves on to the second round, but now he's playing German Jesus. Well, no, that's Dirk. He's playing another foreign... Never mind. What's Jesus to a god? That's right, Ja Morant's a god. Luka's just a scrub. Here we go. Curry versus... Curry versus Ja Morant. And Andrew Wiggins, Kuminga. Oh, God, this looks scary. To be fair, though, the Warriors were only the 4th seed, so I don't think they're too good. We got a 3-1 lead. Let's go. Middle schools to the championship, baby. Are we going to play Charlotte? We're playing the Charlotte Hornets in the finals. If you don't know, yeah. LaMelo Ball is like the most famous middle school basketball player of all time. So kind of feels fitting that, a middle school team is facing him in the finals, but they are getting stomped on. Ja Morant takes a tough first L in the finals. Is LaMelo, not Lonzo. LaMelo had 33 and 17. Oh, God. Okay, listen, Bulldogs, Ja Morant, step up. You got to do the gritty. You got to do your dance moves. Put out some weird, funny tweets and lock in, all right? We need you to win, and he's going to win this win. Yep, 10-point. Ja Morant, 25, leading his squad, tied up 1-1 here in the finals. But Game 3 is not looking very promising at all. Is this just going to be a game of blowouts, like a series of blowouts? Oh. 2-point game with a minute go. We're jumping in. Come on now. 1 minute left on the clock. Ja Morant and the Bulldogs down 2 here in Game 3. Ja Morant, listen, you're going to have to do something because I don't think any of your teammates are tall enough to score. He gets the screen. He's going down to the rack on, I believe that's Miles Bridges, misses the layup. It gets tipped in, and the tip-in misses as well. Charlotte back on the offense. Listen, they got Darius Bazley playing right now in the final minutes. If you lose with Darius, okay, I can't disrespect Darius. He is kind of a hooper, but I also believe that's Nick Richards in there, so you got Nick Richards and Bazley. I don't even know who's in the corner. That's how bad this Hornets team kind of is right now. Okay, we got Bazley top of the key. He's crossing up the little midget man. Oh my God, locks. Oh my God, imagine getting locked up by someone who's 5'8" and you're a professional basketball player at like 6'. Oh my God, McIver, I thought he was about to pull. Oh my God, oh, he's too short. He's too short. Why would you go for a move like that? The sauce was there, and you foul LaMelo Ball with 25 seconds left. This is not looking good for Team Bulldogs. Here's the thing. If this was, PC, NBA 2K, I would have downloaded Zac Efron and put him in here, and it would have been a high school simulation. We got High School Musical up in this, but, well, I'm not on PC. I'm on PS5 because I'm lame. Ja Morant, you are the only hope this team has. 25 seconds left, down 4, Game 3. I don't know what you're going to do here. You're probably going to pull up some wild, weird 3 like, your teammate. Well, not current teammate. Oh, my God, runner. Nice little layup, and he can't score. Why are you passing it to short people down low? Nothing's going to happen. These middle schoolers are tatted out, but they can't make a layup. I'm going to just go ahead and say this game is wraps. Yep, the Hornets end up winning 113-106. LaMelo Ball with 28 and 10, 7 rebounds, almost a trip dub, and that's a tough Game 3 loss. Bulldogs, I need you to bounce back. It's your 8th grade year. You guys got to win a chip in your 8th grade year. Prove all the doubters wrong. I don't know why anyone would be doubting middle schoolers. That's a little weird that you're like focused on 12 and 13-year-olds playing basketball. They're down 3-0. Okay, look at that. 1-3-13. That's how old they are. All right, Charlotte, GG's. Congrats on the championship. The Bulldogs, you actually suck. All right? How are you going to let this happen? You needed to win a Oh, Ja Morant. Wait, battling back. Ja Morant. Okay, nope. And in their final season together, Ja Morant and the Bulldogs just can't get it done. Unfortunately, he had 4 years in middle school. He could not lead this middle school team to a championship. How sad. I thought he had it once RJ Tate became a god, but no. Ja Morant just could not do it. As for the rest of Ja Morant's team, they're going to be going on to high school now. They're going to fail all their classes most likely, just like they failed in the finals and the playoffs of the NBA. I know. Imagine being a middle schooler in the NBA, and then now you have to go to high school and you're going to get picked on by bullies, and they're going to wipe their boogers on you. I don't know. I don't know if that actually happens in high schools. It didn't happen in my high school. Maybe someone's going to hit you while you're carrying your lunch and you're going to fall like that one scene in Spider-Man. I have no clue. Other than that, Ja Morant, you suck. You tweet like a middle schooler. Just kidding. I'm a big fan of Ja Morant. My Western Conference team is the Grizzlies. You know I'm a Celtics fan, but my Western Conference team is the Grizzlies. So I do love you, Ja Morant, in a non-weird way. But man, you sucked in the simulation. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's going to do it for me. As always, been your boy Little Codeine. Peace out.